I now call to order the meeting of the directors of the Empire State New Market Corporation for Thursday, February 14th. Happy Valentine's Day, 2019. I'd like to note for the record I will be the acting chairman for today's meeting. Further, I would like to note that this meeting is being webcast and that we will welcome public comment on the items on our agenda. The directors have received the relevant materials in advance of today's meeting and are free to ask questions at any time. Before we begin with the substantive portion of the meeting, I would ask the directors whether anyone has any potential conflict of interest with respect to any of the items on today's agenda. If so, I would ask you to please make an appropriate disclosure on the record, and we will be sure that you may recuse yourself from any discussion or vote with regard to such item or items. Hearing none, the first order of business is the approval of the minutes of the directors' meeting for September 12th, 2018. Are there any comments, questions, additions, or deletions? If not, I would entertain a motion for approval.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Jonathan Hornsby will present the final item of today's agenda, a request for, among other things, authorization to amend the prior authorization related to the Aldi Stores New Market Tax Credit transaction. Jonathan.
Thank you, and good morning. The directors are being asked to adopt the general project plan and to authorize the reallocation of up to $2 million of previously approved federal new market tax credits for the purpose of enabling the subsidiary CDE to make small loans to the borrower to finance the renovation of 2 Aldi food stores in Ogdensburg, New York and Buffalo, New York, to purchase equipment for the stores and pay related costs. The directors are also being asked to delegate to one or more authorized officers of Empire State New Market Corporation, acting in its own capacity or as managing member of the subsidiary CDE, the authority to determine the terms of the NMTC transaction documents and to execute such NMTC transaction documents on behalf of ESNMC and the subsidiary CDE in connection with the closing of the NMTC transaction. On September 12th, and the materials indicate September 20th, so I just want to note for the record that the actual date was September 12th. ESNMC approved the use of up to $7 million of its NMTC allocation to finance the construction and/or renovation of 5 Aldi food stores in urban and rural disadvantaged communities. ESNMC closed $5 million of NMTC allocation in December 2018 to finance 4 of the 5 stores. The remaining $2 million that was approved to finance the store in Ilion, New York, did not close. Aldi Inc., the sponsor for the project, has requested that ESNMC reallocate the unused $2 million of NMTC allocation that was approved to finance the store in Ilion to instead finance 2 other Aldi stores, one in Ogdensburg and one in Buffalo. This investment will bring quality food options to underserved low-income communities, one of which is a federally designated food desert. The investment addresses ESNMC's goal to make small investments, which the CFI fund defines as loans that are $2 million or less. One of the stores is also in a non-metro or rural county, addressing ESNMC's target of 50% of its award going to such locations. Investing in transactions in food-related businesses, advancing workforce development projects, investing in rural communities, and making small loans to borrowers are all focus areas ESNMC outlined within the NMTC allocation application it submitted to the CDFI fund and within the related allocation agreement. Annually, the 2 stores are collectively expected to accommodate approximately 700,000 store visits, including approximately 190 visits from low-income people across these low-income communities. The project is expected to retain approximately 22 full and part-time jobs, or 13 full-time equivalent jobs. The store jobs provide wages that are above industry standards, as well as benefits and the opportunity for advancement. The tax credit investor for the project will be U.S. Bank, with which ESNMC has previously closed the National Comedy Center, SUNY Broome Culinary Arts Center, and the previous Aldi projects. And the existing Aldi affiliate will be a leveraged lender for the project. I would like to note 2 changes to the materials for the record. Within the alignment with the priority section on page 3, the 3rd bullet, financing catalytical investments, this will be removed as this language does not specifically pertain to these 2 stores. And within the overall structure of Aldi NMTC transaction section on page 9, The last paragraph will be removed as its language and the authority it provides is covered in the resolutions. The directors are hereby requested to authorize the adoption of the proposed general project plan, the amendment of the prior authorization, and the reallocation of up to $2 million of previously approved federal new market tax credits, to authorize performance of certain acts in connection with the suballocation of NMTCs to ESNMC subsidiary CDE8 LLC and the closing of the NMTC transaction, and to make a determination of no significant effect on the environment. Thank you.
Thank you, Donovan. Are there questions or comments from the directors?
Just a quick question, Kevin. John Evan, how confident are we that these two loans will now close?
Yeah, we're pretty confident. The issues with the Ilion store were local building issues. They're pretty unique, and we think that these two will close pretty quickly, actually. We hope that they close in March. So.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Donovan, there's you mentioned in your presentation and in the materials that one of these locations, Ogdensburg, is a federally designated food desert.
Yes.
What does that mean? Who designates it as such, and what does it mean to be designated?
Yeah, well, it just means that the area in which it is basically an area that lacks fresh quality food and access to that type of food. And that designation, I'm actually not exactly sure who designates that. I do have our consultant on the line, Steve Coonan. If Steve, I don't know if you can address that.
Sure. Good morning. I would be happy to. That designation comes from the USDA, and it's designated as a low-income, low-access area, definitely.
Got it. Thank you. Any other comments or questions from the directors?
I have no.
Any comments from the public? If not, I would entertain a motion for approval.
Motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. The motion carries. I would thank everybody for participation in today's meeting, and happy Valentine's Day.
Thank you.
Thank you, too.